The Jurassic franchise has become one of those film series that seems like it'll never end, as writers come up with further ideas that expand on the initial premise introduced in Michael Crichton's book. While the first film remains a great piece of entertainment, the sequels have struggled to capture that same awe. With Jurassic World Rebirth, it feels like the series is at the point where they're just retreading old territory, as it uses a similar plot to Jurassic Park 3, but unnecessarily stretched out about 40 minutes longer. And even with the extra time, the new characters we're introduced to are not that interesting. The film chooses to focus on two sets of characters who are separated through most of the runtime. However, they never quite develop into people worth following, and the personalities don't stick out in any way. Actors like Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali attempt to bring some life to their underwritten characters, but it's difficult to care about them. A family that ends up swept in the adventure particularly falter and are more tiresome than endearing. Jonathan Bailey's paleontologist gets the closest to having some interesting elements, with a speech he gives about survival feeling like something that could have been said in the first Jurassic Park movie. However, that's still not enough to make him compelling. The dinosaurs themselves are a mixed bag, with these mutated experiments lacking that sense of wonderment. We get a lot of the usual scenes of the dinos chasing after and trying to eat the people, but the action sequences just don't excite. The one exception is a sequence with a T-Rex, as the family attempts to escape on a river raft. It's a well-directed scene, properly showing the dangers they're in, although maybe it being adapted from a moment in Crichton's book is why it stands out as easily the best sequence in Rebirth. The film tries hard to show the connection forming between these characters, but it never comes across as believable and is not earned. Even with its simple plot, the film runs way too long with a tendency to drag, especially during the climax. This becomes especially apparent when one realizes this just retreads the same ground as Jurassic Park 3, with characters sailing to an abandoned island, including a family, and then try to get off without being eaten. However, while that movie was a brisk 90 minutes, this film is a lot longer and duller. Alexandre Desplat does compose a very good score, leaning into his inner John Williams. His own contributions to the franchise have a fitting sound, and he finds the right places to include the immortal classic themes. Jurassic World Rebirth winds up as one of the more disappointing entries in this long-running series, without any identity of its own. Gareth Edwards has shown the skill of using special effects and plopping characters into situations where they have to survive a major threat. He does attempt to bring some of that here, but the story he is saddled with is thin, and there's no new ground explored here. There's a question of whether there's even any new place to take the Jurassic Park movies, or if the best story has not been undertaken yet. Characters make a point of saying in this movie that people have grown bored of dinosaurs, and that's strangely an appropriate way to describe the film itself.